Everyone saw what happened with Akaash Singh and the Flagrant crew. Left the pod. They did their episode where they talked about the fact that he was no longer part of the podcast after everything that happened with his wife. He took a long break.
The PR.
He has made the decision to focus all of his energy on stand-up. He is going to be stepping away from the pod.
What I told you then was what I said before. Even before they did that pod, I'm like, I think he's done. They did that pod, I was like, it looks like he really done. But we all thought it was telling that he wasn't there for the final episode. Fair?
We said that.
No one addressed why. Everyone speculated. But a couple of clips have surfaced because, you know, his wife's budding TikTok career where she speaks to about 100 people is still ongoing.
And it was mostly very much in check until I did IVF a few months ago. And I feel like since then, I have not really been okay. And I've really been struggling. And yeah, it kind of sucks. And you would think that like the entire internet calling me a whore.
I will say, to be clear, you were calling yourself a whore. And then everyone was like, wait, I thought you were a virgin, but you were popping your pussy. So that's why they were calling you a whore. Just to be fair.
Hello, 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 hello. That's what happened.
Yes.
That was an echo.
It really, truly was.
I feel like since then, I have not really been okay. And I've really been struggling. And yeah, it kind of sucks. And you would think that like the entire internet calling me a whore and like just being in a really toxic environment like would have been the thing that got to me, but it actually wasn't. Like I was like definitely anxious, don't get me wrong, during that time. I was like mostly fine like once we were out of that toxic environment, and I was like, oh my god, like everything feels so much lighter, everything feels so much happier. And now it's just been like
Run that back, run that back, run that back.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
Run that back.
What did you hear?
Run that
Do you hear?
Run that back.
and like just being in a really toxic environment. Like I was like mostly fine like once we were out of that toxic environment, and I was like, oh my god, like everything feels so much lighter, everything feels so much happier.
Okay, what do you think that toxic environment is, fellas?
Well, I mean, when I thought about a toxic environment, like that's my ADD ass.
Oh, it's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. Like his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him because a lot of them are like really racist and right wing. I think like
That she's talking about the Flagrant fan base. Okay. One thing that happened was like people really followed this song. I didn't realize Real Hopes were said, but turns out like the dude, you know, even though they're on good terms, supposedly he ended up unfollowing Andrew Schulz and then Charlamagne, where he previously used to follow them.
Yeah.
I think all of this and him quitting was a result of just one episode, and I'll show you guys.
The say is simply this.
Keep your wife off the internet.
motherfucking internet. Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me. I'm the comedian. I'm out here on this road, and I'm out here getting the money. Let me use some of this money to help you do some other things, yo. Because you don't need a microphone in your face because you going to fuck around and ruin us. All right? Not just you.
She was never a whore.
So that video of her talking about sleeping with a bunch of men was not real?
She never said she slept with it. She said I was popping my pussy at frat parties, and she's a sheltered Indian girl who thought that meant dancing. And then the rest of us were like, what the fuck did you really mean by that? So we had that conversation. But like all like her being a whore completely out of context. Like,
Well, didn't she talk about...
Say it.
Say it.
We discussed everything on the
so
pod.
didn't she talk about sucking
No.
She never said that? There was never a video about that?
She said that Akaash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Damn. Not Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
Damn. I felt that damn. Can you run just the damn back?
She said that Akaash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Damn. Not Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
They call her chicken curry.
God damn. Why would she say that?
That's a good point. So we had those conversations. Go watch the episode.
My brothers.
Clears up a lot of shit.
Well, delete
stuff.
Delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influence. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on it.
No influence.
And guys, just keep in mind, she's not stopped. She's been posting every day since. Let's keep listening.
I don't want you don't let your wife be influencers. Don't let your wife be podcasters, man.
Well, it's not about letting.
No. No.
Shout out to Al. Al's like, okay, I think, we're not possessive of our women. We don't own them. You don't let them. They don't need your permission to run their own career.
I agree with Al.
Yeah.
But also, damn.
That
It was
damn.
heartfelt.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah, yeah.
And it came from a place of,
Damn.
oh shit, I'm sorry for you,
I hear you.
bro.
I hear you.
No, there's certain things we can't do
Yeah.
because we know that it's detrimental to our situation.
You should just encourage your wife not to.
No, ain't no encourage. No. We gotta stop
Rules.
that. Yeah, some things. No.
Yeah, and that's why Charlamagne cheated on his wife. It's because there's things you're not.
Can she encourage you not to cheat?
They do that.
No. She tells you don't fucking cheat.
How well did that work?
You got it?
No. Let that sit. Let that sit. Okay, let that sit.
When like you got to give it to Schulz. When Trump is not around, he's really
Let them jokes fly.
He's really letting them jokes fly. He's
Facts.
really going in.
Facts.
But no, that's true. But all of that is true.
You and the Jasleen thing.
Yes.
Of your own house.
I'm in the fucking.
Nah, man. I'm sorry.
I will.
I'm sorry. You got to
That's
give
funny.
it to Schulz.
That's what I can't find it right now. But at one point during the pod, I think he said something along the lines of like, "Yes, we're going to talk to her and him actively about their pod, right?" And I think this, with the fact that she's continued on, is probably the strongest in the fact that he unfollowed them. I think like it's clear they're not on good terms. To me, there's no way you're on good terms. And also not showing up to the last episode, like that's all you.
No, I don't think. No, but we said that when we did say that on the flagrant page.
Yeah, they took him out of the image.
Right, but it was really him and Schulz.
Yeah. And now they put the other three. Well, I mean, they got to change the branding because he's not part of it.
I
no?
understand. That's not my point. Flagrant was Schulz and Akaash. That's what the logo was.
True.
You're the second. You're the co-pilot. True. That's the one that you're gonna unfollow, and you're not gonna show up to the last episode.
I said this with you at the time. Like if you and I had a rupture and then we stopped working together, if we're on good terms, there's not a chance I wouldn't show up to the final day of filming together and then have like a reminiscing episode or a good sending off. It's just a weird way to do it. I think we've all had this happen to us. You guys might have a friend, someone you're very close to. They have a partner. It's a bit hectic between you and the friend's partner. And eventually that becomes the wedge where you guys stop. And
oh yeah, that
to some degree, like if I was
cut
to
the motherfucker out.
if I was to steel man Akaash a little bit, he supports his wife. His wife has supported him through tough times when he had nothing. Well, he didn't have nothing, but he didn't have much. There was some hard times, right? She's been his rock. That's the woman he married. The internet coming down on him was one thing. He did the pod to explain things away, but you can tell it's conflicting. But then seeing the subsequent pod, and then they're talking about she has to get off the internet, pretty much putting a muzzle on her social media career. There's an argument for and against. But I could understand him wanting to take his wife's side on that one or feeling that was too far. What do you think? Don't be the outside observer. Imagine you're inside the circle. If you are in Charlotte's shoes and you're on that pod and, your friend's wife gets brought up and, openly saying she got to get rid of her socials, what you think?
No, I don't think that's foul play. I think you really believe that. And I was like, boy, this is not good. Like, it would have cost you $0 to not have done I'm talking to her. It would have cost her $0 not have done what she has done. Sure. And now she's just doing it for free. She's not getting more ducats. She's not getting. So I'm like, you're doing all this destructive shit. You're just being wild. Cancel this shit. I'm not mad at what Charlamagne said or Schulz said. As a matter of fact, what do you do if you? Yes, you have access to free internet. But if with your free internet, that's what you're gonna decide to do. Imagine if I was dealing, if Abba Preach was dealing with a company that my girl was working at, and some shit happened. I'm not gonna track. There's relationship there. My actions with that company has an effect on my wife. Her actions on whatever she does with her free time has an effect on her husband. Like, you gotta know that. Even if it's my friend, it's my friend's wife, I'm gonna be like, what are you doing, my girl? It's not because it's my friend I gotta agree with everything that he does or his wife does or anything like that. As a friend, I have to be able to call out the bullshit that's going on, whether it's you or your wife. And your wife was on some Bullshit.
So my question is like, do you have to do that portion publicly if you're on the inside circle?
She went publicly. Why would I have to be like, oh, yeah, I could do it publicly. I don't think it's a problem.
Again, I didn't say you can or can't. Everyone knows what you can or can't do. I'm saying should. That's the question.
Oh, yeah. It's not, the question that you had is it preferable? Absolutely not. It's not the best way. But you already done goofed. I'm not the one that fucked up the whole thing. Your girl did. Me saying you shouldn't have a pot compared to whatever the fuck she did, I didn't do shit. So fuck if I have an opinion out loud and in front of everybody. You sure did. And you're the one that fucked up the whole relationship.
Sure.
And I gotta be, I gotta keep this to myself. Oh, I'm the bad guy now. What about her? She's the bad guy. Don't put shit on me. Don't put shit on me because I have a little opinion. Oh, you know what?
That's not a little opinion.
The pod? I don't think she should have a pod. Compared to what she said.
It's not a little opinion, but I'll say, like, if it was your partner, preach, and there was some public thing that she did, I don't know if I would be out here talking about that, personally. And being very, like, again, everyone's commenting from the outside looking in, which I think is the easiest thing to do because there's no stakes. So when people say stuff like divorce the person, whatever, it's like, yeah, you don't have a history with that person.
That's crazy.
You don't have the ups and downs. You don't have them watching your back. It's very easy to say divorce them because of stuff like this. But to be honest with you, I've seen people go through much worse with their partners and stay in those marriages and work it out. So I'll say, like, sometimes people are very detached. But I'm saying put yourself in the shoes. So someone's close to that. And I'm putting myself in this situation right now, and I'm just running a parallel. If that's your partner, after we've addressed it, would I keep going on pause saying and say new things like, yo, she got to get rid of her shit? I don't know if I would do that about your partner. I'm being honest. And I don't know if I would feel comfortable. I think offline, I would definitely do it. But I don't know if I would feel comfortable getting online do it.
I would actually have, maybe I'm thinking different, right?
Sure.
I would actually have that questioning if Charlamagne said, oh, he should divorce her. Then I'd be like, oh, you want to do that public? You want to say that publicly? That would be like, oh shit, that's not something that you should say publicly.
So there are some things you shouldn't say.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I tend to agree with that. Yeah. There are some things. What you got going on works somewhat because you're being flagrant. And one is being flagrant because he's just being flagrant, and you're just lying about who you really are, and it's affecting your partner.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then flagrant remains, and you and your lying ass should remove your podcast. I don't think that's a bad thing to say, but I wouldn't publicly say, oh, you should divorce her as my friend. I'd be like, yo, bro.
Here's why I probably wouldn't talk about that publicly. Me, anything relating to like HR, anything relating to like workplace issues involving, family or, employment, I just think it's always best to handle that kind of stuff behind the scenes.
Fair.
And I just don't think, one, there's anything productive. And I think all you risk doing is adding more fuel to the fire, with a lot of this stuff. I think it's perfectly acceptable to have your statements, talk about it, boom, you're done. But start telling people you got to be relegated to this part of the business or this person can't be involved in this. I'm not mad at the rhetoric. I think it's fine. I think that's just something that you handle with them. Personally, if let's say one of my people who work here, who are routinely part of the pod every once in a while, does something, and they're not going to be part of it, I'm not doing that for the cameras.
Fair.
I would do that offline. And then you have to imagine he's got the world coming at him, and then his homies on the other pod say, yo, your wife got to get rid of her TikTok, and then his wife's at home but I like being able to share my. I think you put that person in a really difficult spot. Personally, go ahead.
Sure, but him saying that out live like that, would you call that flagrant?
Well, we're on Brilliant Idiots right now, so I do think it is stupid.
It's on brand. It's on brand. It's flagrant. It's flagrant idiot. It's on brand. So, but I get what you're saying, and you know what? You're probably right about that. You're more like the more poised.
Not always.
The one that gets led with his intrusive thoughts is me. The one that goes, you know what? Fuck it, man.
Yeah.
And then just go on and proceed to give the people what they don't need. It's me. So as we proceed to give you that which you don't need.
Yeah.
Oh, I trust you.
Trust me, I'm not poised in some situation.
Trust you, but I trust you, but because I know. But if we take a median of everything, most of the time, the hothead is me. The one that's gonna say wild shit is me.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
On the topic of homies changing. Homies changing when they got a partner, in the fights. I know you got some experience. I was going to ask you about that a little bit.
This motherfucker came back on top of that. This motherfucker I got problems with. Came back, tried to come back in my life. Me and this girl had a falling out where she lied. She claimed that I shook her baby.